You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right. Good evening, everybody. It's May 2nd, 2024. Greetings. Welcome. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, along with my good friend and co-host Patricia Wilder, who will be along with us in just a minute. So, that's one of the one of the pitfalls of living near a train. I mean, the good news is that you live near the station, but the bad news is if you're not getting on the train, you got to hear that nonsense blasting in the background. But anyway, everybody, welcome. It's about 2 minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio show featuring Patricia Wilder. And we're back here on a Thursday. Thank the Lord I survived to another Thursday evening to be with you guys. So much going on in the country right now. It's just incredible with the college kids going off about the pro-Palestinian protesters who are just like, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Biden finally came out and spoke about the college protests and stuff like that. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. Patricia will be along in just a moment. And Kelly will be here to talk about the Hearts for Harmony. We'll talk to her a little bit about that and all the other stuff. Ron Kelly show nonsense. All the other stuff that I like to talk about will be right along with you very shortly. And I need to say that the Ron Kelly show is sponsored in part by American Porterfield Transportation. American Porterfield Transportation, Plainfield, New Jersey. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. The Ron Kelly show is on live on LinkedIn tonight. So if you can't get YouTube, if you can't get Facebook, you can go on LinkedIn. You can check out the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So yes, lots going on. The vociferousness of these protesters, it's just out of control. But you know what I gotta say? But while we're independent, I can say this: that the Israelis were wrong. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. And we remember what happened October 7th when Hamas creeped across the border and did significant damage to Israel and the people of Israel. As a matter of fact, they were at a music festival when the Hamas came along and killed a lot of people, kidnapped a lot of people. And you have to ask yourself, like, how did Israel, with all the technology, they have a lot of American technology over there in Israel. It's not theirs. It's not indigenous to their country. They have a lot of American. They have a lot of American weapons, and they just, I guess they haven't really trained them to use them. Ah, there she is. It's Patricia Wilder, everybody. Hi, Patricia.
Greetings.
Patricia,
Greetings, Mr. Ron Kelly, and to all of our listening audience.
Yes, they are here. We are, Patricia's out and about handling her business. So we appreciate you, Patricia, for taking a moment to join us tonight. On a Thursday, it's February. It's May 2nd already. And those of you who are going to want to pop, and those of you, and I'm telling you, those of you who want to do the May thing, the Cinco de Mayo, which is coming up on Saturday, I think. Don't drive drunk. Find you a Lyft, find you an Uber. There's plenty of them out there. Grab a friend, let somebody take you home. Don't try to drive drunk. Please, if you
Those are wise words.
Yes, don't drive.
Have an assigned driver so you can have as much fun as you like. and stay safe and keep those around you safe.
Right, because we have those of us who don't drink have the right to get home safely. And those some of you who drink, there's wrong way crashes. You're going south on the turnpike north and all of this type of stuff. You need to knock it off. Get a driver, because the life you save may be your own. So get a driver. You can get an Uber, you can get a Lyft to take you home. Get a friend or whatever. Because friends don't let friends drive drunk. So if somebody lets you drive and you're drunk, they ain't your friend.
Right. There's a sign on the highway. There's like, if you're buzzed, because people say, no, I just have a little buzz. That means that you are impaired and you are getting behind a steering wheel and driving a vehicle, and the consequences for that. So we want to be smart, right?
Yes, we want to be smart, be responsible, because there's other people on the road who have the right to get home safely. And the funny thing about it, Patricia, is every time some crazy accident happens, the drunk person always lives, and the poor soul who was.
I don't know if that's so true.
I mean, for the most part, from what research I've done,
from your research, from your data, okay.
Yes, from the
Just
data.
As long as you have fact finding.
Yes, I have data. I have had the mothers against drunk driving.
Yeah, MAD.
Mm-hmm. I've had them on the program.
Yeah, it's amazing that sometimes people don't view alcohol. No, I'm not an alcoholic, or no, it is like the number one killer, actually.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
The organs you harm from drinking and the lives just from people getting behind the wheel and driving. So I think that it's a great message of be responsible and have an assigned person to drive that has not under the influence.
Right. And people have a right to get home safely, because I know when I go to work, it's very early in the morning and the bars are just closing. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you hit me and if I got 5 minutes left, I'm going to kill you. So, so we're both going together. So definitely, but in all seriousness, all jokes aside, please do not drink and drive with this Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is not about getting drunk. It's to celebrate something else, a victory, the Mexican army, something like that. It's not about getting drunk. Just like St. Patrick's Day is not about getting drunk. St. Patty's Day is to celebrate. I see, Patricia, I see. So definitely, I can't stress it enough. Don't drink and drive. Get you an Uber, get you a Lyft. Be responsible, because the person because as a matter of fact, because the person who's driving who is not drunk is being responsible. They have a right to get home safely. As a matter of fact, there is a man. I read a story. A man was just indicted and for drunk driving. He killed 4 members of a family. 4 members of a family. This clown killed. They need to tighten.
That is very sad, because I'm sure when the person decides to have a drink that they're not thinking. That's the issue. They're thinking, I'm okay. I can get behind the wheel and I can get home. So, really just learning to be smart and responsible. That is absolutely the message. Also, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Each month is an awareness. So taking care of ourselves is so vitally important, but there are a lot of things that are happening in the world, and keeping our finger on the pulse of what's happening and being able to bring that information, forward is why I really, really, really enjoy co-hosting the Ron Kelly Show with our very own Ron Kelly.
We appreciate you, and you do. Man, you got a life, you got a lot going on, and we appreciate that you take time out of your business. Now, and I got my phone right here, so I'm hoping that nobody but most everybody knows that I'm okay. Yeah, I just got a message from LinkedIn, Patricia, that we are on LinkedIn. On um, we're live on LinkedIn. I just got a message from them. So yeah, so there should be a drunk driving awareness month. There should be a drunk driving awareness year, because if you're going to the bar to drink, don't drive your car to the bar. Don't drive your car to the bar. If you're going to drink, don't drive your car to the bar. Take the Uber to the bar and take the Uber back home. Don't worry about the price, because, as a matter of fact, some places, some businesses where Cinco de Mayo is celebrated, those folks are giving free rides, actually paying for the Uber for folks to get home and not drink and drive. So definitely, so don't do it. Don't. I can't stress it enough. Don't do it, because it's not fair. You're not being responsible. It's not fair to the good folks out there who are driving and who are not impaired, like myself. So anyway, everybody, it's about 11 minutes past the hour. You are watching, listening all across the social media spectrum to The Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, TheRonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and I think we're on X too, by the way. So you can check us out. You got no excuse. You can check us out, and also you can go on TikTok. They didn't kill TikTok yet. So you can go on TikTok and
Blog Talk Radio.
Yes, and
we are all over. Wherever you tune in, we are.
We're there, and we've got a couple of things coming up where we're going to be on live radio, real rock radio, 101.1. We're still waiting. I'm still waiting for that, and we're also going to be. We got a couple of things. We got a couple of irons in the fire, like they say. And so we will be reaching out to you guys even more. And don't forget to go, if you're a TikToker like myself, go on to the Ron Kelly Show TikTok page and like the page. We need another 231, I think, likes before we can broadcast live on TikTok. So go on over there. And
that's right. And plug in.
Look out for your boy and your sister. Go on over there and like the Ron Kelly Show on YouTube. So Patricia, it's crazy that the college, is anything going on at Passaic County College? No, I guess no community colleges are protesting, but it's absolutely unbelievable what's going on. And some of these major colleges, NYU, Yale, and Columbia, some of the most prestigious colleges in America have broken down into chaos with the Palestinian protesters, and what New York City police are saying, and along with Portland, all over the country, California, they're saying that most of the people who are out there protesting are not college students. That they are, they call them professional protesters. They're not affiliated with
yeah. What do you think about that? That's happening.
Well, I think that, Israel was wrong. Hamas was wrong to begin with. How in the hell did Israel not know that Hamas was plotting this? They're right next door. The Gaza Strip is right next door to Israel, just like we're right next door to Newark. And how did the Israeli intelligence apparatus not know that Hamas was coming to do this? So because it took a long time to plan this, and somebody in Israel with their intelligence apparatus, somebody fell asleep at the wheel, because this should never happen. It's like, we know if Mexico was coming over here, we would know about it. If Canada decided they want to attack us, we would know, because they're right next door. So I don't understand why Israel didn't know that Hamas was coming, but their response was wrong. 50% of the Gaza Strip's population are kids. So if they killed 30,000 people, 15,000 of those or so of those murders were children. And it's just unbelievable that a kid has to see that, that a kid has to experience that. And I've seen pictures of bodies, and people are saying America. One of them was saying that, oh, that's just Hamas. That's just Hamas's. Patricia will be back in a moment. That's just Hamas's. You know, propaganda. But no, people are actually dying, and so I think that. Yeah, I think that Patricia. She'll be back in a second. I think that.
Yes, please excuse me for a moment. I'm having some technical issues here, so I'll be
Well, we
right
can still hear you, so we can still hear you, Patricia. So yeah, but it's Biden once again finally came out and spoke out about this. This is crazy, And yesterday I put a picture on Facebook, everybody, under my regular page of some Army vehicles I saw driving through Newark, and I'm like, oh boy, what's going to happen now? But I got to tell you, if Trump loses this election, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem because he's already said it's going to be a bloodbath. And if I never believed anything else that Trump said, I believe that there is going to be a bloodbath. And I think there are going to be mass casualties because these folks, the white folks, the MAGA people are not playing. They are not playing. And I think that something is going to happen if Trump loses the election, because most of the Republicans already, upwards of 60% of the Republicans already still don't believe that Biden won the election in 2020. They still don't believe it. So, and that number is growing. These folks are serious because they're getting tired of the migrants, tired of the black folks, tired of welfare, tired of Section 8. They think that those entitlement programs are killing the United States of America. Now, it is a lot of money. A lot of money is being given out. And white folks are just tired of it. And I say white folks, as most of us know that most of the 99% of the MAGA supporters are white people. We know that. And I got nothing against white people. Now, I work with them. I work for them. I got nothing against them. But we all know that most of those people who support former President Trump are white folks. And they are incensed about this hush money trial that's going on. Trump violated the gag order again. That would be something else. So the Secret Service will have to be in jail with Trump. So he'll be the most protected jail inmate ever this country has ever seen if he winds up going to jail. Anyway, it's 18 minutes before the hour. What we'll do is we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of this program that you all just love so much, and so do I. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Back in a moment. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, we're back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program along with Patricia Wilder, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. So we're all over the place. So you got no excuse. If you have a problem getting to any one of those sites, you can always just sashay over to the next one 20 minutes past the hour. The Ron Kelly Show is sponsored in part by Amica and Porterfield Transportation. Amica and Porterfield Transportation is your destination for a safe and comfortable transportation experience. Conveniently located in 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey. So if you're not from Plainfield, you know you can call them up if you're from the surrounding area, Essex, Hudson, Union, and beyond. You can go over there and you can hook yourself up with a safe, reliable transportation with the Amica and Porterfield transportation. Since 1984. I mean, 40 years. 40 years, the American Porterfield Transportation has been providing safe, reliable transportation. School districts, you name it. They can do it. If you need a ride somewhere, I think they do medical too. So if you need some transportation, just going over to Amica and Porterfield Transportation. The phone number is 908-743-6423. Sorry, it's 908-753-6423 is the phone number, and you can email them at amica.porterfield@verizon.net. It's going across the bottom of the screen. You need to write it down. amica.porterfield@verizon.net. Okay, and the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and the Ron Kelly Media Enterprise LLC, which is the parent company of the Ron Kelly Show, and are not those of my advertisers or my support team or Patricia Wilder. My thoughts are my own, so don't blame nobody for the stuff I say. You already know that Ron, the R, does say certain things. All right, it's 22 minutes past the hour. And somebody is texting me. Yeah, I'll put it. I can't put it on the screen, but I'll people do comment every now and then. The comments I can put on the screen. If somebody texts me privately, I can't put it on that screen, but I'll intimate it to you guys very shortly. So yeah, I'm driving out of Newark yesterday, and I saw Army guys, and they were driving those Humvees, and there was like 3 or 4 of them, and there was a straight truck ahead of them. So there was like 4 trucks all together in a row, and they were driving through Newark. And then this morning I saw the Newark Emergency Service people. They were riding on the back of the truck. I'm like, what's going on here? Is there something happening that we don't know about? Is there something about to go on we don't know about? Well, I tell you what, in November, if Trump loses, I do believe that there's going to be a problem. So, hopefully, God will intervene or whatever, and will put his hand on what's going on in America right now, because it's absolutely crazy. 4 police officers killed trying to serve a warrant earlier this week. You got the protests that are going on, and you have the United States of America that's still supporting Israel despite what they have done. So right now, President Biden is talking out of both sides of his mouth right now, because on one hand you have all these people being killed, and even 8 workers from the World Kitchen were killed because Israel conducted an airstrike. And these weapons, the United States of America, are very sophisticated. They're very sophisticated. I just don't think that the Israelis really know completely what to do with them. So I can understand the people who are protesting. I mean, I get it, but don't, but they're causing chaos. And then you have people who are not even college students who are going in and committing chaos, taking over buildings and stuff like that. So America is really on fire right now with these protesters. It's the top of the news. It's that and the Trump hush money trial. Those are the two things that are at the very top of the news. So anywhere you go, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, Newsmax, all of these, even the most MAGA stations are reporting on the college problems with the colleges, with the protesting, and they're focusing on the Trump hush money trial. It's 7:20. It's 26 past the hour. So Patricia will be back with us in just a moment. So all you Patricia fans, I believe she'll be back shortly with us here on the Ron Kelly Show. It's 7:26. 80 degrees today. Wow. And tomorrow it'll be like 30. The weather has been like absolutely crazy, But shout out to Lamont Gates who hit me up on Facebook during the week and said something about research. And I do research. I do research. I do research. But the Ron Kelly Show is an opinion-driven show. It's not necessarily about facts. Now I do know my facts, but this is a different kind of show. It's So we got a lot going on. The Trump trial. The country is really, it's wow. The country, the United States of America, is spiraling out of control with these protests. They're spreading all around the country, and these are not. If you notice, the HBCUs haven't done anything. We got our own problems, but it's crazy right now. So everybody needs to get down on them knees and pray, Lord Jesus, help us, because the country is spiraling out of control, and hopefully, this stuff will die down. But the United States supporting Israel no matter what is a mistake. It's a mistake. And United States have had steadfast support, has steadfastly supported Israel. Israel, because we're supporting these countries that can't really do anything for us. Who's going to defend the United States of America if something happens? Because people just assume that the United States of America is the most powerful country in the world, which it is, and we don't need no backup. But you never know. You never know. So a lot of these countries we support, the people in NATO, they can't help us. Nobody can help us. They can't produce the firepower that the United States would produce if something went wrong. But I think that, at some point, somebody's going to try us, Somebody's going to try the United States of America. Somebody's going to be on a suicide mission, which is what it'll amount to, and try to do something here in the United States of America. And I'm not talking about lone wolves and people who, I'm not talking about lone wolves and people who are, I'm talking about another country that may try to do something here in the United States. But we were talking about the protests and what's going on with that. And it's really like getting out of hand where, it goes back to like Kent State in the 60s, where 4 students were killed at Kent State protesting against, I think it was against the Vietnam War. And four student protesters were killed by the police. They were killed not by the police, but by the army. 4 people were killed. 4 people were killed by the National Guard at Kent State University. But you notice that the HBCUs are very quiet. They're not saying anything. Hey, we got our own problems, and the HBCUs are not getting involved in this. But America has supported Israel steadfastly. Like, I'll take a bullet for you. That's basically what the United States is doing when it comes to Israel. That we'll take a bullet, we'll jump in front of you like the Secret Service has to jump in front of the president and take that bullet. If you see the president about to take a bullet as a Secret Service agent, you got to give your life so the president lives, And we've been like that with Israel for a long time. When you hear about you hear about the Jews and the money and all of that stuff. And, it is amazing that people even think like that. Because it does appear to be that way. I mean, a lot of the football teams, Hollywood, even the hip hop and soul music, R&B, is all those record companies are controlled by white folks. Some of them are Jews. Some of them are Jews. I hope my affiliates don't kick me off for saying this stuff. But we steadfastly support Israel. I mean, down the line, straight up, we support you no matter what you do. Because what Israel is doing is committing genocide right now. They're committing genocide, killing all those people, they're saying that Hamas is hiding in hospitals. So, hey, let's just blow up the hospital. The hell with whoever's in there. You just take them out. See, because most of the Palestinian people don't want war. They don't want this because they're getting blown to smithereens by Israel, and they don't want this. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to bring Kelly Moss Brown into the equation here. Hello, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Kelly Moss Brown runs the Hearts of
Hannah.
Hearts of Hannah, right? Because there's a Hearts of Harmony too that operates out of Patterson. Hearts of Harmony. So you're with the Hearts of Hannah. So tell us a little bit about what Hearts of Hannah, what you're trying to accomplish with Hearts of Hannah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Okay. Patricia is back.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Is that your phone? Yeah, Kelly, Patricia just came back. She's got a little technical difficulties going on, but she'll be
okay. But I am glad to be back.
Yes, we're glad to have you back. And Kelly Moss Brown is here.
Hello, Miss Kelly Moss Brown.
Hi, Pat.
How are you?
I am well.
Great. I am so glad that you were able to join us tonight to talk about some of the most phenomenal work that you do. You are a servant at heart. You have been long-standing in the community, making a difference in the lives of many. And so first and foremost, we want to celebrate you and thank you for the work that you continue to do just in terms of standing on the front line and making a difference for so many people. I don't know. Did you get into talk about a little bit about Heart of Hannah and
Yes, she just got here just a couple of minutes before you came, so we're just getting into it when you came.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know what Hearts of Hannah. What do you hope to accomplish with Hearts of Hannah? What progress have you made? And just exactly what are you doing? How are you helping the community?
Well, Heart of Hannah Women's Center is a service provider. We serve some of the most vulnerable members of our community. We provide housing support, mental health support, social service support to families that are at risk of becoming homeless, that are homeless. We work with those members of our community who have limited income, but we also work with members of our community that are working and that become homeless. So we do a lot of different various things. We provide support supportive services to those families that we service, but also to the community at large. When I think of Heart and Hannah, I think of Heart and Hannah as a bridge for women in particular that's in transition, women that's coming out of um, challenges, adversity, connecting with other women, and to mentoring each other in an organic kind of way.
Okay, is there any money coming from the city? Because you operate out of Patterson, I believe.
I operate out of Passaic County. Um, as far as my roster, 96% of the member participants on the program are from the city of Patterson, but we are located in Clifton. Our funding is for the Passaic County community at large. So
Okay,
anyone that's in the Passaic County community who are eligible for services, they can apply.
okay. Is there any state or any municipal funds coming in to help you do what you need to do?
Yes, we receive funding on various different levels.
Also, is there a place for donors? So if just your average person wanted to make a donation to your organization, is that um,
Yes. So
sure you're
right
receptive to receive all, right?
So right now, our website, which have PayPal, is currently under construction to include some of our new programs. However, at this time, if someone wanted to make a monetary contribution, they're able to donate through $ Heart of Hannah through Cash App.
Okay, is that tax deductible?
Yes, we are a nonprofit. We've been a nonprofit entity since 2003.
Okay, wow, that's a long time, more than 20 years. So who are the women who get help? Are they abused women? Are they women who uh, uh, have substance abuse problems, or women who
No, they're
just
just women that find themselves in situations, right? So there are various different situations. I don't think that it's one particular set of women, but to all women that have, lost their footing and that are trying, your program being a bridge to life, in many ways of helping women to address whatever their immediate need is.
so it's just
But
women who fall on hard times? Is it about women who just fall on hard times uh, in that category, along with like women who are in abusive relationships, uh, women who have substance abuse problems? I mean, what is the criteria for somebody coming? Uh,
All of that you mentioned in the other one, the other issues that you didn't even mention. We service a plethora of women. It goes from someone being chemically dependent to someone who has a job and was maybe making 40, $50,000, but they ended up sick, missed a paycheck, became homeless. We there for them too. We provide all types of services, and if we don't have it, we refer people to other service providers that might be able to meet the need that we can't meet. So it's not just the addict, it's not just the one fleeing domestic violence. It's more of a poverty issue, especially in the city of Patterson, where the rents are being outnumbered and outpaced. Based on what people are just not making the kind of money that apartments are asking for. And if they miss 1 month rent, 2 months rent in the city of Patterson looks like $5,000. And then when you add late fees and court fees, attorney fees, and all those different fees, you can find yourself in the city of Patterson paying, not just Patterson, because all of Passaic County, right? It's just
I
the
was
sign of the
absolutely going to
times, right?
say,
Just the United States, the Northeast, right? So someone missed 1 month rent, got to pay 2 months. It could easily get real close to $10,000. Who would ever thought that? But that's where we at.
but you
Patricia,
know what? That's whatever your community is, if you miss one or two paychecks, You know, if you don't have in reserve, you know, they say you should have at least, you know, what, 3 to 6 months in reserve in case, you know, you should have an emergency funding, you
Which
know, you should have all of these different funding. So the truth of the matter is that we are living in a day and time, you know, where if anyone misses a paycheck or two, you know, I was just listening to something the other day that's like you're one experience away, you know, from just going through a traumatic experience and losing your way. And so, you know, I don't think that is just to Passaic County. I think it's in any county. You know, I think people are working hard to stay afloat, you know, to keep a roof over their head, you know, and to live to live the best life that they can. So I'm grateful that there are programs like yours that the criteria is pretty wide, where women can come in and receive the help. But you also have some new things that are happening with Heart of Hannah. And so, can we talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes, I'm very excited. We have opened a shelter for women and children. We are the new managers of Grandma's House. Yes, major, major, um, major. Very excited. And the shelter that service some of our most vulnerable people, because the residents of the shelter, they are a special population, and they are welfare referred or DCPMP referred, and so it's not open to everyone. You know, you have to be referred, and but nevertheless, we are very happy and very excited. And I know that God is going to do some amazing things. I walked through the door today. I'm going in because God is so good, because I'm bouncing back from different offices, right? And so I had to breathe that in today. I had to literally just take it in, because you be in the struggle, you be in the fight, you trying to make things happen, and then when it's happening, you're like, wait a minute. And so when I walked over the threshold today, I really took a deep breath and, exhaled and just felt the peace of God, and just was like, God, I thank you. I thank you. I
Amen.
thank you for my journey. I made a lot of um, mistakes, and I learned a lot of things. But the thing about it is, what I learned, the knowledge and the wisdom that I learned, if I could share it with somebody else, then it makes sense to me, to
Absolutely.
go through the things that I've been through as the only African American woman who has her own independent program for a number of years. There's other women definitely at the table that look like me, but however, they work for somebody else. But being there as an independent operator at the table for many years, um, people feeling like somebody had to do me a favor, like I don't belong at the table, all that different kind of stuff, having to prove myself, work harder than I still work harder than everybody else. We don't have the privilege when we've been allowed to be at the table. We don't have the privilege to be slack. So we got to work harder than everybody else. And that's just how I work hard, to not work hard just to be working. It's important to me how we service people. It's
Yes.
important to me how we deliver. It's important to me, to the agency. It's the culture of my agency. Be kind, be respectful, empower people. It could be you. And I thank God that God sent me a beautiful team of people with lived experience that runs across the board, from substance abuse to domestic violence, you name it, gambling addictions, losing houses because they were gambling, all kinds of
I
stuff.
might need to
My
come over there
women
and
got some lived experience, all right? And they use compassion and empathy to service the community that we work with.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back with more of this program. It's the Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and all across the social media spectrum. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more in just a minute. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
We are back. It's the Ron Kelly Show.
What happened to Kelly?
Oh, she's there. Featuring Patricia. It's the Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder. We are on all
So
over
I have a.
spectrum. Go ahead, Patricia.
Can you hear me, Ron?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like the volume over here is kind of fluctuating. So, so you have a new program. We're so excited. We want to congratulate you on all the hard work that you continue to do. So what's the capacity? What's the number? How many women can you house in your program, in the new program?
Well, we've been approved to, our capacity in the house is 24. Not 24 women, but 24 people, right? And so about 8 to 9 families. It's a beautiful house, three floors. I wish I could show you all the pictures. When the evaluator came and did the evaluation, it was like, this looked like an Airbnb, you know? But we got there through community support. I made a cry out. You know, I didn't have the upfront resources. God did everything. I said, now it's time for me to write my book. It's time for me to tell my story, right? Because God literally set this place in my lap, right? And I made a cry out to the community, and I asked if people would adopt rooms. And so I got a couple of people to jump in and adopt some rooms. I got some volunteers that came to power wash the house. It's a little playground for the kids in the yard. It's playground in the yard. It's really nice. They came to power wash the yard. Some people volunteered from a church to do the landscaping, you know, to get everything together. The previous owner, she did a whole bunch of, you know, she got a cleaning team and it got clean from top to bottom. My team jumped in. A lot of sweat equity went into transforming the space so that when my pastor visited the space, he gave me the perfect description. You know, he said, this is a refuge, a safe place, a safe haven, you know, for people. And that's what it feels like when you walk in. And, you know, our agency, Cartagena, is all about empowerment and helping people to discover their own power.
So
And
I just wanted to ask you, how did this thing get started? I mean, what inspired you to start this whole thing?
Heart and Hannah started in actually in 2000. You know, we've been around for 24 years this year. As a support group, I was working as a perinatal addiction specialist, and I was working in the church, you know, doing some missionary work in the church as well. And from my experiences at the church and my experiences as a perinatal addiction specialist at the methadone clinic, there wasn't anywhere for women to go in the evening during those that, back during that time. We didn't have evening programs and services for people. They needed a support group. The only support groups that were really around during that time was NA, and everyone, they didn't meet the criteria to attend the NA group. So we started with a women's group. Then we expanded to a women's group and dinner. Then it went from a women's group and dinner to women's group dinner and kits. Then it went to, there were women working. We always worked with the working women. There were women working when they gave out turkeys and Christmas baskets, which used to be very limited. Patterson is a very generous city. I remember there was a time where lines wrapped around buildings when you wanted to get a toy for your kids, and you'd be online for 45 minutes, 2-3 hours, and you walk away with one toy, still feeling grateful, but you went through a lot to get it. So we were able to stand, because women couldn't take off from work to get a food basket. They couldn't take off from work to get gifts for their kids. So we partner with some local agencies like Dr. Jessie Dixon, which she was living, and we always partnered with Jim Walsh down at Oasis, and they would give me resources to give to the working women. And just over the years that evolved, and what took us to another level is that I'm a playwright, and I wrote a play based on women issues, and the women that were attending the support group, they were in the play. And so for years we did theater for healing through drama. We performed at Newark Symphony Hall. We performed at the theater district over in New York. So, we did 10 shows in New York. I was very excited about that. So we evolved over the years, just adjusting and adapting to the needs of women. But housing was always, you can help somebody get off drugs. You can help somebody get out of a safe relationship. You can help somebody get a job. But if they ain't got nowhere to live, chances are they're going to return back to those situations. So we had to figure out a way to help people have some safe, affordable housing. And so we started doing housing. We got our first funding for an official housing program, I want to say 2013. And we have been been a housing service provider ever since.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question, Patricia, about how many people can fit into the building. And and we appreciate you, Kelly, and so many other folks across the United States who are trying to make a difference. And, I work primarily in Newark, and those lines in front of the churches are long. Let me tell you, people trying to get food. So America, the streets are not paved with gold, like people like to say. Thank God that there are people like you and some others who have created, atmosphere for women and I'm glad that you said about women who are not just necessarily abused women, but women who just fall on a hard time. Because it is very true. You miss a paycheck, a lot of people go down the tubes when they miss one paycheck, for a lot of folks. They say you're just one paycheck away from homelessness, So I'm glad that you're doing the work that you do. And it's a good thing that you're receiving funds from the cities and from the city of Patterson.
Well, your organization, the shelter is it in Clifton?
It's in Clifton, but our largest program is our rapid rehousing program and our continuum of care program. And we provide rental assistance monthly. We provide monthly rental assistance to families, sometime up to 12 months, sometimes maybe even 24 months. It just depend on what the situation is. That's our larger program, is our rental assistance program, which is funded by HUD. HUD is one of our primary funders. Oh, we do. We also have a new program, big program. I forgot. We have DCA Dash program, which is connected to Section 8. So they're referred to us only through Section 8. And individuals who are having a tough time finding an apartment and their back is up against the wall and they may lose their voucher, we are the case managers that work with them to get them in the apartment to prevent them from losing their voucher. And all our programs, we provide furniture referrals, food, food pantry, the basic things, basic
Wow.
referrals. We also have for residents of the city of Patterson, a virtual, it's funded through Patterson, overseen by St. Joe's Hospital, is a virtual therapy program. So anyone that lives in the city of Patterson can receive 8 weeks of free virtual therapy. We have that going on as well. So the shelter is new. I'm excited about it, but we were doing some other stuff, that's just as great.
Well, I see how you're beaming as you're talking about all the wonderful work that you're doing. A little bit about rapid rehousing for those who don't know.
Okay. Rapid rehousing is intended to be rapid for individuals who are able to take on the financial responsibility of paying rent. When we help someone get into housing, they have to be homeless, living in a shelter, place not meant for human habitation, fleeing domestic violence. That's very limited criteria. HUD is very specific. People get mad at me all the time. I'm like, look, I got to follow the rules. I don't get to choose the rules. The rules choose how we run the program, right? So we move people out of the shelter, not the shelter that I have. Thank God, the people that's in the shelter that I have, they're not eligible for my program, right? So the program for rapid rehousing is, again, they have to have an income because they have to be able to pay the rent, because it's what they call mid permanent program, temporary to permanent. It's not very long like Section 8. It's not indefinite. There's a time limit. The time you get on the program, you pretty much know your time limit. We pay their first month's rent, we pay their security, and we pay the first 3 months of their rent. And they have to save their money so that when they get off our program, they should have a savings to help them. The whole concept and the idea is to prevent a person from becoming homeless again, to give them, that little ease they
That
need.
little cushion. So, because if you're
Mhm.
taking care of somebody's rental payment for 3 months, right, it allows them, right, to get a little cushion under themselves. So that's really, really
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and all programs should be like that. All programs should be like that. And unfortunately, it's not. People stay on welfare for years, SNAP for years, Section 8 for years, and just decide like, hey, well, I'm being taken care of, so I'm gonna just chill and let my rent get paid. And that's a good thing that you're doing because people know, like, okay, I
But
got
I think now,
months to do
even
this.
Ron, they have things in place where people can't stay but so long. Isn't that correct?
Right. Traditionally, the system has been punitive to individuals who go to work and they have to look at the whole picture, right? Sometimes when people go to work and say like they get in resources from welfare, let's use welfare as an example. And so let's just say someone got on a program like TRA, which is temporary rental assistance through welfare, right? So I'm dealing with somebody with that right now. So the person gets a job. The people want to go to work, but if the person get the job, they lose the benefit of getting their rent paid, and so they not making enough to pay the rent, right? So then they not making enough to pay the child care, So it has to strategically be done. You can't just abruptly sometimes go to work. It's just not. It doesn't work in your advantage. So people that's in situation like that, I try to encourage them to take up a trade or find a job that's our career. Let's consider a career because You need to be able to take care of yourself going further. Or you're going to be dependent on the system for a very long time. So I'm looking for the day where the system learns how to support people as they move along. And so elections have consequences because these are stipulations that come straight out of Congress. It doesn't come from the welfare office. It comes from our elected leaders who say you could do this or you could do that with the funding.
Okay, we've gone over. We've gone noise. We've gone over.
Yeah, I see. It was nice.
Well, that's because Kelly has a vast amount of information and wonderful work. We have definitely reached the top of the hour. And
yeah, there's definitely a lot to talk about, but we'll
God bless. It was great.
Yeah, we'll have you back. We thank you. God bless you. Thank you for the work that you're doing.
Is she gone already?
She's gone already. All right, Patricia, then that's it. We'll see you guys back in next week. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed and pray that Dr. Umar Johnson will come and bless us here on the Ron Kelly Show.
Well, you need me to reach out to him?
No, I've already reached out. We're doing the back because he's not an easy person to get a hold of, and we're just trying to put the scheduling together. But I'm so happy that Dr. Umar Johnson is going to eventually come to the Ron Kelly Show, featuring Patricia Wilder, and he's gonna slam dunk all of y'all. So be ready for Dr. Umar Johnson. We got a lot of good things coming up very, very soon. So prayers for Linda, Patricia, prayers up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And prayers up for all of us, as the world is the world is a ghetto right now. Anyway, everybody.
We all stand in need of prayer.
The world is a ghetto. Anyway, everybody.
There you go, writing another song.
That was War back in the day. War, the world is a ghetto. Yeah, some of y'all older folks like myself here know about the war.
Oh, okay. That might have been before my time.
Oh, boy. Anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you, Patricia. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Folks on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, thank you so much. We'll see you back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder. So I like to say that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And
you have to say the other part first.
I thought you were going to say it. And
you're supposed to say
we may not have it all together, but
together we can have it all.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Patricia. Love you. See you soon. See you guys back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. So until then, take care of yourselves and be nice.
Nice to be nice.
No,
We'd like to thank again Kelly for coming and sharing so much of wonderful work.
We're still on here. We're still live. Thank you, Kelly Moss Brown, for coming along and letting us know about the good work that Hearts for Hannah is doing. And I know it probably can be like sweeping sand off the beach sometime, trying to help people, but just keep sweeping that sand. And eventually there'll be some more brooms out there to help with the effort. All right. See you back, guys, next week. Thank you, Patricia.
Okay, buddy. I will see you.
Yes.
Be
see
well.
you next
God
week.
bless.
Yes, you too. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.